Hello guys, in this video we are going to go over pass the ticket attack, and this is when an attacker is able to extract the Kerberos ticket granting ticket or TGT from the LSASA's memory of the system, and then we use this to gain access as that user. And one primary difference between pass the hash, which we did on the previous video, and pass the ticket is that the Kerberos TGT ticket expires in 10 hours by default. So the one that we're going to be doing right now, it's supposed to expire in 10 hours by default if they didn't change that. Whereas the Intel hashes that we did, it doesn't change unless the user changes the password, right? So let's go ahead and do that, and we are going to be continuing using Mimikatz. And again, we are running it as an admin. So I am assuming that you have admin access already. So we are going to open PowerShell. We are going to change directory to AD. From here, we are going to PowerShell. Or if I know how to spell PowerShell, PowerShell EP bypass, and then we are going to import the module invoke Mimikatz. Okay, and then from here, what we are going to be doing is that we are going to invoke the command to export all the tickets that they are currently on this device or on this server, and let's see what we find. See if we find some good stuff in here. There we go. So let's see what we find. So we have the, let's see, student, that's the name of the server, interactive from 2. What else we have? Windows Manager, student 1. So we don't have anything for student 5 in here. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to cheat a little bit, right? So this is what happens since the credentials were now logged into the system. We are going to basically, not the Jenkins admin, we are going to be using student 5, so we can get student 5's credentials in here. And I believe this is the password. Nope. There we go. So we are going to cheat a little bit. It's not allowed to remote in. Okay, to this student, let's go ahead and access deny. Let's see if we, even with an access deny, we are still able to get the credentials. I'm not sure if we are able to do that, but let's take a look. Student 1, and it didn't, because we were not granted access, right? They did not create it did not create the credentials. We're now logged into this. So what we can do, we are going to cheat a little bit more. We are going to go local. It is just so I can demonstrate what actually happens. Remote desktop is enabled. Allow user. Student 5 is in here. Oh, because I know what it was. I was logging into the wrong one. This is, if we go over here, it is to 55. And that's going to make a request and all of that. And if we have access to it, the credentials are going to be logged are going to be saved in my system. So now we have those in this system. Let's go ahead and invoke Mimikatz again. Debug LSA tickets, and we are going to export all those tickets in this current directory. So let's go ahead and give it enter student. There we go, student 5 SSID. So that is great, and we see the ticket name over here. So that's the one that we want, and for that we can go into this current directory that I'm in right now, which is in the C drive in the AD folder. So we go to the AD folder in the C drive, and you can see all the tickets that we just exported in here. Because let's go ahead and do clear in here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this command. Mimikatz debug, and then we're doing the LSA tickets, and we are going to export all the current tickets that we have in this server, right? And that's why we exported everything in the AD, and you can see them in here. So the one that we're going to be using is this one here, the KRBTG. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and run the following command, which is this one, and then we need to specify that the ticket name. We are going to copy the whole thing, paste it in here, quotes, quotes, exit, quotes, quote, enter. And what that is going to do, we are going to be using the Kerberos PPT, and we are specifying which one we are going to be using, and then we want to exit. And there we go. Let's see if we have, I don't see any errors in here. And to list all the tickets that you have, you can do a K list, and you can see that we have the ticket over here for student 5. And another thing is that it doesn't open another window like when we're doing the passive hash. You can just do it from here. So remember, back on the other video, we had access to the web server. Let's see if we do have access to the web server, and it's going to be in this window. It's not on. It's not that it's going to open another window. It's on this window in here. Okay, and to list all the tickets, you can just do a K list, and you can see the tickets that you have and what you have access to, right? The student 5. So if you do let's just go ahead and list the directory for the web and see, and you can see that we do have access, right? If you open another window, let's go ahead and open another window and do the same thing, so you can see web, see, it's still listed. Let's say a K list. Okay, that's because it is still, we still have the tickets in here in this in this in Mimikatz, right? We will have to dump all the tickets for us to be able to do this. But for every window that you open, you're going to have those tickets in there. So a good way that you can do, since you have access to the C, is that you want to go ahead and invoke command. Actually, let me go ahead and make this clear so we can go to the top. Okay, invoke command, computer name, web, script, block, who am I? We close it, and then we are going to do who am I groups. Then we are going to close that, and then we are going to specify the host name. What's the host name? Who am I? Who am I groups? Who am I? It's a who am I group. Who am I? Who am I Why is it not taking who am I? It doesn't take script. Oh, because again, like on the other video, I forgot to put the over here, this parameter. And that should give us what we want. There we go. So the first command was who am I? Student 5, who are my groups? Built-in admin. And the host name is a web. Okay. So from here, we can just go ahead and enter a PS session to computer name web. And now we are inside the web. PowerShell script in here with a PowerShell. And who am I? Host name. Right? If you exit out of here, host name. Your student. That's the name of the server. Who am I? Student 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back to the session. And one of the things that I really like to do, other than disabling the firewall and the AV and all that good stuff, is to check for the app blocker. Right, and I will leave this command for you guys. So we don't really need to do invoke command because we are already in the server. So we are going to just use this one. And from here you can see that app blocker, it is enabled. And you can take a look at what is going on in here, like what this app blocker is doing. You can see that this one is a the action is to allow, and the name is over here. The program files needs to be signed by Microsoft, the Internet Explorer, right? When you get it from Internet Explorer, it needs to be signed by Microsoft. You can see the Windows operating system, the name. You can see what else we have in here, the path conditions, program file. So all files located in the program files, we are going to allow members of everybody. So everybody is going to be able to execute in the program files, right? In the WinDR or WinDIR, we are going to allow members of the everybody group to run applications. Allow. And here's our other groups that not other groups, other conditions. Like this one is a hash condition, and this one is a path conditions. And let's see, and that's good to know. So now you know from this basically enumeration of the app blocker is that you know that you are going to be able to execute basically applications in the program files. You are allowed to do that, and you're also going to be able to execute applications on this path as well. You know, something good to keep in mind, because a lot of companies out there, they use app blocker and they really have it locked out. But if you do some good enumeration, you're going to see where you're able to do stuff. Sometimes they put like an exception for like a folder where they will just let you run any application from anywhere. But this one, if you're a local administrator, you're going to be able to run applications everywhere. And since we are a local admin, if we do a who am I groups, you can see that we are part of the built-in administrator, and we are going to be able to run applications wherever we want. Okay, so some good enumeration that you want to do. And the other ones will be just to disable the firewall and also disable the antivirus, which we did before, so we don't really have to do it, but let's go ahead and do that. And that's not it. Clear. There we go. Set MP preference, disable real-time monitoring, disable that. And this one could trigger an alarm on their system. So If you really want to be under the radar, you do not want to disable this. There we go. So we disable everything, and then from here we are going to be able to run mimic ads and all that good stuff, just like we did before.